About Twitter Spaces. Spaces is a new way to have live audio conversations on Twitter. We've been testing and building this in the open with at Twitter Spaces and your feedback so we can get it right. We love how it's shaping up, but there is much more to come, including new features and updates. Stay tuned. Note we are early in our launch, but growing. Anyone can join, listen, and speak in a space on Twitter for iOS and Android. Currently, you can listen in a space on the web. Wait, can I listen to my own space? Hold on a second. Can I listen to myself? Can I listen to my own space? How? How do I listen to myself? I don't want to listen to myself. That's awesome. Okay. Cool. I will do that later. How to use spaces. How do you start a space? I did that 2 weeks ago. One, the creator of the space is the host. As a host on iOS, that's my device, you can start a space in 2 ways. Long press on the tweet compose on your home timeline, and then tap the new spaces icon, multiple circles forming a diamond shape on the far left. Or tap on your profile image on the top of your timeline. 2, spaces are public, so anyone can join as a listener. That's you. You listening right now. You are the listener. Including people who don't follow you. That's scary. Listeners can be directly invited to a space by DMing them a link to the space, tweeting out a link, or sharing a link elsewhere. I am not going to do that. Number 3, up to 13 people, including the host and 2 co-hosts, can speak in a space at any given time. When creating a new space, you will see options to name your space and start your space. To schedule a space, tap schedule for later. That's what I did 2 weeks ago. Choose the date and time you'd like for your space to go live. 5, once the space has started, the host can send requests to listeners to become co-hosts or speakers by tapping on the people icon and adding co-hosts or speakers, or tapping on a person's profile picture within a space and adding them as a co-host or speaker. Listeners can request permission to speak from the host by tapping on the request icon below the microphone. That's you. You can do that. You're not allowed to. I'm sorry. When creating a space, the host will join with their mic off and be the only speaker in the space. When ready, tap start your space. That is what I did earlier. 7, allow mic access, speaking ability, to speakers by toggling allow mic access to on. 8, as the host, your space will automatically serve live captions. I see them. 9, as a listener, choose whether or not you want to see captions by tapping the show captions button in your space settings. 10, get started chatting in your space. 11, if you're hosting, make sure to tweet out the link to your space so other people can join. Tap on the icon to share via a tweet. All right, we just learned about Twitter Spaces together. Congratulations, everybody. You now know as much about Twitter Spaces as I do, which is nothing. I know nothing about Twitter Spaces. So what is this Twitter Space for? Why have I brought you all here today? I did not mean to. I'm sorry. So I will take this time to give you words of wisdom for the next 5 minutes or so by reading to you a children's book that I got when I graduated, because books are awesome. It's called What Do You Do with an Idea, written by Kobe Yamada and illustrated by May Bessum, New York Times bestseller. Okay. What do ideas become? This is the back of the book, by the way. What do ideas become? Big things, brave things, smart things, silly things, good things. Things like stories, artwork, journeys, inventions, communities, products, and cures. Everything you see around you was once an idea. So what will become of your idea? Now that's up to you. This is going to be inspirational. So you have to be inspired after listening to this. Okay? All right, good stuff. Okay, I opened the book. There is a sleeve on the outside says, "What do you do with an idea?" Especially an idea that's different or daring or just a little wild. Do you hide it? Walk away from it? Do you pretend it isn't yours? This is the story of one brilliant idea in the child who helps bring it into the world. As the child's confidence grows, so does the idea itself. And then one day, something amazing happens. You have to read the book to find out, though, which I will do. This is a story for anyone at any age who ever had an idea that seemed a little too big, too odd, too difficult. It's a story to inspire you, to welcome that idea, to give it some space to grow, like a Twitter space, actually, and see what happens next. Because your idea isn't going anywhere. In fact, it's just getting started. Okay, now we start to read the book. Allow me to. Okay. Well, you won't see the images, so you just have to close your eyes and use your mind and pretend that you're going on a journey. Okay. One day, I had an idea. Where did it come from? Why is it here? I wondered. What do you do with an idea? At first, I didn't think much of it. It seemed kind of strange and fragile. I didn't know what to do with it. So I just walked away from it. I acted like it didn't belong to me. By the way, the image of, if you can Google what do you do with an idea, you can see the front cover. There is a small boy and there is an egg with a crown. That is the idea, and that is what is happening. But it followed me. Can you hear the pages? Yeah, that's me turning pages. But it followed me. I worried what others would think. What would people say about my idea? I kept it to myself. I hid it away, and I didn't talk about it. I tried to act like everything was the same as it was before my idea showed up. But there was something magical about my idea. I had to admit, I felt better and happier when it was around. It wanted food. It wanted to play. Actually, it wanted a lot of attention. It grew bigger, and we became friends. And now the boy is carrying the egg on his back. I showed it to other people even though I was afraid of what they would say. I was afraid that if people saw it, they would laugh at it. I was afraid they would think it was silly. And many of them did. They said it was no good. They said it was too weird. They said it was a waste of time and that it would never become anything. At first, I believed them. I actually thought about giving up on my idea. I almost listened to them. But then I realized, what do they really know? This is my idea, I thought. No one knows it like I do. And it's okay if it's different and weird and maybe a little bit crazy. I decided to protect it, to care for it. I fed it good food. I worked with it. I played with it. But most of all, I gave it my attention. My idea grew and grew, and so did my love for it. I built it a new house, one with an open roof where it could look up at the stars, a place where it could become safe to dream. The images are very pretty, by the way. You can't see them, but they're nice, trust me. I liked being with my idea. It made me feel more alive, like I could do anything. It encouraged me to think big, and then to think bigger. It shared its secrets with me. It showed me how to walk on my hands, because, it said, it is good to have the ability to see things differently. I couldn't imagine my life without it. Then one day, this page is in all color, by the way. It was all in minimal color before. Then one day, something amazing happened. My idea changed right before my eyes. It spread its wings, took flight, and burst into the sky. I don't know how to describe it, but it went from being here to being everywhere. It wasn't just a part of me anymore. It was now a part of everything. And then I realized what you do with an idea. You change the world.
And that's the book, everybody.
Yay! We read the book. Wow, how was that? That was a great book. I'm glad that we did that. That was a lot of fun. Now, here's my book report. I thought the book was good and I liked it a lot and the pictures were good. And when I looked at them, I smiled and I realized by the time I got to the end, I forgot to read the words the first time. So I had to go back and read it a second time. I have a lot of ideas in my brain. But my brain has been rewired in a way that I think many people who experience a lot of their life on the internet do, where an idea comes and goes like a train on a schedule, and if you don't write it down by the time the train arrives, you might miss it and get fired from your job, which is a systemic issue that has a negative impact on people who cannot afford car transportation in this automotive-driven society that has been built around us against our will for the benefit of corporations that seek to commercialize our lives in their favor. That is my book report. I wrote it myself in the middle of the night last night when planning out this Twitter space. So yeah, that was that was it. That was it. All right. Thanks for being here, everybody. Thanks for listening to my book report and me reading this. I hope you had a good time, and if you, I hope you had a bad time. So, only some of the time. So yeah. Does anyone have any questions? You can't ask questions. All right, that is the end of my Twitter space, everybody. Thanks for being here. I don't know what else you can do with the Twitter space. Hold on. 238 people? I'm sorry? Oh no, that's a lot of people. I'm sorry. I hope you enjoyed the book. I tried very hard to make that nice. And I'm going to go now because I have to make food, and I like food, and food is great, and everyone should do that when they need to. And I'm probably gonna go watch Ross stream because I think he's streaming Gartic Phone right now, actually. Is he? Yes, I'm going to watch Ross. So you can do that as well. And thanks for being here. This was interesting, to say the least. Okay. Did this space record? Maybe it did. I don't know. Who can speak? Everyone. That's a bad idea. Okay. Thanks for coming to my Twitter space. This is the end. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye. All right. Goodbye. End the conversation for everyone. Yes.